Hello everybody, I'm the Devil Collector, and welcome to another video of the One Piece card game. Today, we are doing our final tier list for OP05, as today is release day in Japan. How do these leaders hold up? And how do I think they rank amongst each other? So, we're going to go through all these leaders and kind of just figure out what cards are coming with their color in this new set, and just give my final thoughts on them. First off, I'm going to cover Sabo and BELO kind of at the same time, because they're both made for Evolution Army cards, and they kind of just work in tandem. I think one of these is definitely better than the other, but let's just go off. First off, Sabo here is a red and black leader. He has 4 life, and the effect of Don once, he has 1 Don card equipped. On your opponent's turn, once per turn, if your character with 5,000 power or more would be KO'd, you may give that character minus 1,000 power during this turn, instead of that character being KO'd. This is very powerful. You have cards like this Sabo here, and this Ivankov, sorry, I could not remember their name, that are both really good. Sabo here being a red carry, the cost of 6, power of 7,000. The effect of on play, KO up to 2 of your opponent's characters with a total of 4,000 power or less. It's really powerful. He also has 7,000 power. So if your opponent's going to go kill this, they have to dedicate if they have a 5, if they can dedicate a 7k or higher swing, then you trigger Sabo's effect. He becomes a 6k, and then try to kill it again, which is very, very powerful. Giving some of your cards just 2 lives essentially is really good. I think something like that is a very good bait. You know, a powerful attacker like this, or hell, if they have even a rush, if you have a rough Zoro on field, because it is a red and black character, you could play Rush Zoro. You could play your Marcos. So Marco, which is already a card that has a hard time staying dead, not only will you be able to give it a second life, but then you could also maybe have a fence in your hand that are also very good as well. So yeah, I mean, that's very good. Also, in Ivankov here, 4 cost, 5,000 power, 1k counter character, activate main once per turn. If this character has 7,000 power or more, which is more applied to BELO leader effect, we'll get over in a second. You can play up to 1 Revolution Army type character with 5,000 power or less from your hand, which is really good. That you can play like Morley. Morley is a character that has 7k power or more, I think. Your opponent can activate blockers when it attacks, and it's a 3 cost, so it's still a 3 cost 5k beater, just with a very powerful effect if it has a higher attack stat. So yeah, pretty good. I think Saba has a lot of potential. And sorry, another card we had. We have Emporio Energy Hormone, a 3 cost of counter card. Up to 1 of your leader characters gains plus 3,000 power during this battle. Then play up to 1 Revolutionary Army type character card with 5,000 power or less from your hand. So it turns 3 down to 3 down worth of power. That's nothing too special there. But being able to play 1 from your hand is decently powerful. This event isn't the greatest, but it is something to look out for. So yeah, where do I put Saba on the list compared to all of the other ones? Considering it's the first one we've gone over, I feel safe putting him at least at number 3. I think he has a very powerful effect, and I mean the fact he can give is very powerful swingers. You know, because red is a very powerful just color so far. I mean, it's controlled the meta for, at least over the English side, for all of the first 3 sets in Law, in Zoro, and in Whitebeard. Another white one, plus with how just versatile and good the black cards are in like the Navy, I could see this being very good as a leader to play. So yeah, also yeah, his giving a card an extra life isn't restricted by type either. So this is just I think a very good just utility leader. All right, next up we have BELO here, a leader with red and yellow, 5k power, 4 life. Activate main once per turn. You may trash 1 Revolutionary Army type card from your hand. Up to 3 of your Revolutionary Army type characters or characters with a trigger gain plus 3,000 power during this turn. This is insane. You trash 1 from your hand, any Revolutionary type card, and you give any card with Revolutionary Army or a trigger plus, you give 3. So you're trashing 1 card from your hand to get a upwards of 9k plus power. That is insane. And when we have things like a Morley I talked about, which will turn into an 8k, and Your opponent can't activate blockers in response. You have your Sabo here, which will turn into a 10k beater. You know, your Ivankovs, which will you can activate main to get another card from your hand. Inazuma is a card that is a 3-cost 4k swinger. Then you can get that out, give 1 down to Inazuma. That is a rush with 5k. This is a very explosive leader. I think BELO is going to be the best leader to come out of this. Hands down, no argument. No matter how much cope I want to give about Eneru being good, I think this leader will be insane. So yeah, I'm gonna put BELO at the best. I don't think I need to give much of an argument for it. I think it is just gonna be one of the greatest regardless. All right. Next up, we have Don Quixote Roshinate, a green and blue leader, which is both very powerful colors, at 5k power and 4 life. It is a blocker, the first leader we have with blocker, and at the end of your turn, if you have 6 or less cards in your hand, set this leader as active. I talked about this before. I think the fact that it has blocker and 4 life is kind of annoying. Yes, green has a lot of very powerful cards that they want to protect in like their film package, and they have the 10-cost Doflamingo. But let's be honest, when it comes to 10-cost like characters with 10k power and all that, you most of the time I don't think are going to be attacking into it. I mean, you will be like it's not like it's not going to be happening, but a lot of time I feel like events are going to be used to stop those or do whatever. I think blocker just losing a life when I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just think compared to some other leaders, it isn't the greatest. We have Baby 5 here, which is coming to the set. A 1-cost 1k power with 1k counter. Activate main, rest 1 Don. It's a Don Quixote Pirate Searcher. Just a generally good card. This will be played. And we have Birdcage here, a event card with a cost of 5. If your leader is Don Quixote Doflamingo, so it's not even Roshinate support. This is Doflamingo support. So kind of just a shoe-in for another leader we can have with a very popular character. All characters with a cost of 5 or less do not become active in your and your opponent's refreshes phase. End of your turn, if you have 10 Don cards in your field, KO all rested characters with a cost of 5 or less, then trash the stage. This could be very powerful. I mean, the Doflamingo Pirates play a lot of high cost characters in the that 10 cost Doflamingo from OPO4, which is really good, and Dofi is also running a lot of the film package, which runs a lot of cards that are like 6 cost or higher, I believe. I think they have like the Luffy that's like a 7 cost, I think, which is a blocker. We get a new Doflamingo in set 5. I think it's a 6k. This is definitely a powerful effect. So I feel like Birdcage here is the highlight of the cards that we're getting. I do not think Roshinate is gonna be that good. I think the blocker effect is just okay. And he gets said it's active at the end of your turn, so you can still attack with him on your turn. Then he gets active at the end if you have 6 or less cards in your hand. But if you're up on card advantage, that doesn't happen. And I think that's something you're just gonna be overlooking when it comes to playing this leader. I think this has a decent chance of being the worst card in worst leader at least. Not the worst card at total. No, there's definitely a worse card in here in the entire set. But I think this is the worst leader. Not to say that he's entirely bad. I don't see him being too great. Alright. So there was all that. Next up we have Sakazuki here. A blue and black leader with 5,000 power and 4 life. Activate main once per turn. You may trash 1 card from your hand, then draw 1. Very great utility effect here. You're recycling your hand. You're getting cards in the grave for, I know the leader from OPO4, Rebecca. Her deck revolves around getting a lot of cards in the grave, and she has the same colors as this, and her deck does really well. So I don't think he'll be performing as well as Rebecca. I think this will be very good. You'd have a lot of very powerful blue cards we'll go over in a second here, and you have a lot of really powerful black cards from the last few sets that this card can utilize. Also, the second part of this effect is when attacking, give up 20 triple characters minus 1 cost during this turn, which obviously turns on a lot of the effects for your black characters to get powerful effects off like the SR Sakazuki, which is very, very good. We get things in the set though, like Ulti here. Ulti is a 4-cost 5,000 power 1k counter character. On play, if your leader is multicolored, which Sakazuki is, same thing with like your Blue Purple Croc, Blue Purple Kaido, Rebecca. This is going to be a very powerful card just in all those decks. So this makes Sakazuki worth playing already just to get this off. If your leader is multicolored, you can look at the top 3 cards from the top of your deck, add 1 card to your hand, and place it at the top or bottom of your deck in order. This is amazing. It's searching for any card, it just grabs anything, and it's still a 5k beater. Just a great card overall. And we have this event, which I don't know how like competitively viable it'll be, but it is a 8 cost event titled "It's a Waste of Human Life." Main, place all characters at cost of their less at the bottom of the owner's deck. Then you and your opponent's trash cards from your hand, so you each have 5 cards in your hand. This is really good. I think if you're super low on card advantage, you rest 8, get rid of a bunch of... If you're playing against Law keeps a lot of card advantage, I feel. And forces a lot of quick attacks out of you, so you have to use a lot of Don. Rest 8, get rid of a lot of their low-cost characters. And there you go. You cleared your board, part of your board probably, and a lot of their board. Even if they're playing against Zoro too, so if the meta is still very Zoro heavy, this could be very, very powerful. I think this event card is going to be a great card in the meta. But yeah, Sakazuki as a whole, I think has a lot of powerful effects. I just don't see it being the greatest, so I'm going to put it at 5 just for now. Next up, we have Luffy here, a purple leader with a power of 5,000, life of 5. Activate main once per turn. You may add 1 card from the top of your life cards to your hand. If you have 0 or 3 or more Don cards in your field, add up to 1 Don card from your Don deck set as active. Life goes to your hands, that's a very powerful draw, and you're getting +1 on Don. I know ramp is becoming very powerful in this game, so don't think this will be a kind of like a wasted kind of thing. Ramping with like the film cards was very powerful with with Dofi, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I think this will be very good. One issue though that Purple has is that a lot of their like end game characters aren't very good. That's why the red purple leaders are really good with ramp. That's what it was, not Dofi. The red purple leaders are really good with ramp because they have a lot of the end game red cards that play, like Shanks and Whitebeard, and purple really just doesn't have that. So I think though this leader is very powerful, I think red purple Luffy is just a bit better. Yeah. This does get, things like this Eustace Kid, which is a very powerful card. A character that costs a 5, power of 6,000, counter of 1,000. Blocker, your turn, once per turn, when a Don card in your field is returned to the Don deck, add up to 1 Don from your deck at its active. That's a free, just like, if you have a character that's going to return 1 from your deck and put it back on, this will be a very powerful card. I mean, just having this there, and a secret rare in this set that I don't think is going to be very competitively good at all, is Gear 5th Luffy. We have a 10 cost, 12k beater. On play, you remove all your Don, and then activate main once per turn. You'd rest 1 Don, adds 1 Don for your Don deck gets active. Think of it as this just is a character with Rush, and it's a Don -8 pretty much. You rest 1, get another Don, so you'll bet 3 Don that turn. Red Purple Luffy gets you get another one at that position, and I just think this would be very good because it lets you get another turn. So I think this could be very powerful. I think I just need to see some playtesting with it. I haven't done any myself because the simulator hasn't gotten all the OPO5 cards just yet. I will do some personal testing myself. I'm very excited to see it, and I anticipate this would be very powerful. I just in reality I don't think it will be. So yeah, very good. I think Purple Luffy has a lot of potential to be alright. I just don't think it'll be the greatest. I am actually gonna put it right under 4, though. If I really had to, I would put Sakazuki and Luffy at the same tier. There is not much difference between these two, so they're very interchangeable in these positions right here if you need to. And next up, the last leader, I'm saving, in my opinion, my favorite leader for last, Enel, or Eneru, a yellow card with a power of 5,000, 4 life only, being a monocolor leader kind of sucks. On your opponent's turn once per turn, when your number of life cards becomes 0, add 1 Don card from the top of your deck to the top of your life cards, then trash 1 card from your hand. I think that's really good. Yeah, you can stack your deck with this deck, I'm pretty sure, pretty well, with a lot of very good utility, just yellow cards. I think his whole thing, just giving him the life, makes it so he can have upwards of probably 6 life the entire game. It makes your opponent have to plan a lot more. Yeah, I think this would be very powerful. You get powerful cards like this Eneru here, a super rare card with a cost of 7, power of 7,000, with Rush. Once per turn, if this character will leave the field, you may trash one card with the type of your life cards instead. If there's a Monkey D. Luffy character, this effect is negated. So he can protect himself, unless there's a Luffy, which that kind of sucks, as there's a lot of Luffys in the meta, I'm pretty sure. You'll have like your Gear 5th, and there's the 10 cost one that just recently came out. I think it was an OPO 4. It was like a 10 cost Luffy, which was pretty powerful. Yeah. And then we have Shura here, which is a 2 cost, 2k power, 1k counter searcher for Skyland. We also have Upper Yard in this, which is another searcher. So we have 8 searchers in the deck, and I have a few powerful cards like Amazon as well, and Pagaya, which I think will just be really, really good. But yes, I'm going to put, honestly, Eneru here, I'm going to put at 3rd. I don't think he's to be better than Sabo. I would even put Luffy above him. I think Luffy has a lot more potential with a lot of good purple cards from like the red purple ultimate deck one. I am heavily hoping that Eneru will be really good. So I am a bit biased on that later. So I'm gonna be a bit more honest and say he's not gonna be the greatest just yet. Though I think he needs another wave of support just to bolster his power just a little bit. But about a month ago, I also made a video, and I spoiled it a little bit when I close out Eneru's tab, but I made a video about a month ago, placing my estimates on where I thought the leaders would be, and it is right here, and we can see that I was very close. I, honest to God, would just switch these two, and there's the exact same list. I hope that Roshinato is better than I thought it was. Than I think he is. I think I'm probably just overlooking his effect. Same with Sakazuki. I think they both could probably pull off some very powerful things, and I am just terribly overlooking them. I do think a lot of these cards are very even. I mean, like between Luffy and Sakazuki and Eneru here, I think they're all pretty close in power. They all have a lot of very good utility cards, and yeah, I would not switch Sabo with Luffy. I don't think I would. I think Sabo being red and black like that and having such a powerful protection effect is just way too good. So yeah, that is all I have for today. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure give me you can if you made it the video right here. Give me your thoughts on the tier list below in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Watch my other videos if you are interested. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.